Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning. Whose idea was that? Oh, wait a minute, that was my idea. Yeah, that's why I'm still in bed. Me? I'm FayWhat, and I'm gonna help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's gonna be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and we are live right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, YouTube, and also Facebook. I'm also on demand whenever you want. It's Monday, June 12th, 2023, and it's time to kiki about what's going on in our LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What else did you think? I wouldn't even know where to begin with this guy. Our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late, and this morning I'm joined by my gay guy pal, adult performer, and star of For the Love of DILFs on Out TV, Alex Ticas. Follow his adults-only Twitter at @Alex_Ticas. Good morning, Alex, and welcome to FayWhat's Bed.
Welcome back.
How are you?
Oh, safe travels back. That's good.
Been?
How I've been? Good. How are you?
Good. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Like you lost weight, you're like thinner, like your beard looks all black.
Yeah, well, camera ready.
Wow. You look like you've been having more sex than usual. And that means a lot coming from me to you.
Wow. No, actually, I've been having less sex. I've been having more like curated.
Curated sex. What does that mean? Curated sex? Like now you have to plan sex?
Well, no, it just means like, there's no rush. There's no like, it's just like, if it happens, it happens, And I started seeing somebody a little, it's been a couple of months, so he's kind of calmed me down a little bit.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. These are privileges that people that look like this get, okay? Where he's like, well, and I figured, why not? I'll start seeing him because, it's summer.
No, he's smart. He's actually smart. He's getting his master's degree in anthropology, so he's at FAU, and he's 39. So I call him the professor.
I love that. I think nerds are hot. Like, I have a thing for nerds. My wife's a nerd.
It's really weird because he's like a redneck. So he's like from Mississippi. He drives the white pickup truck and he talks like, he has that slow drawl and he's like getting a master's degree from FAU. So like, you think it's going to sound a certain way.
And it doesn't. And it does not at all. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a little hot.
I love that. That is hot. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Well, summer goes, we're taking it easy. Taking it slow. And, we're not at the rock solid stage that you and your
but it's a couple of months. You're still getting to know each other.
But you guys are like so quick. So it's a couple of months. So it's like already 5 years, and we're already registered.
Yeah, no.
Just so you know.
How did gay boys become lesbians with the U-Haul?
Oh my God!
I have no idea how that happened, but it happened.
We are so U-Haul ready,
right?
No, it's like
no. But at this age, we've done that before. We've made that mistake before. So now it's kind of like, let's take it easy, Does he have pets? Does he like pets?
No, but we haven't. I have a new pet. I've got a Millie.
You got a new pet?
Well, Millie is just like Luna, but like a chocolate and white mix. Like she looks like a little cow. She looks like a little cow.
And you go by her and just go moo.
Oh my God, she's so sweet. She's just like Luna. Very sweet. Yeah.
I love that. Well, Alex, happy Pride Month also.
Oh my God.
I know.
Pride. I was in Pride for Wilton Manors last year, and it was so Much fun.
Well, that's at the end of this week, Puppy. So get
I
yourself
know.
prepared.
I'm ready. I can't wait. I'm not working. I'm not doing anything. I'm just enjoying the festivities. That
And you
day.
deserve it.
Yeah.
You know, and we all need to be out there at Stonewall Pride. Make sure that you're out there representing. They need to
Absolutely.
see the strength in our numbers. This is not the time to boycott or the time to say no because there's too much going on. No, they need to
Come
see us
out
out
and
there.
support the drag queens that will be there. You know, maybe sort of like raise a fist a little bit and just sort of like march and protest and get your voice heard. And because it's so ridiculous. Oh my God.
We'll get more into that in a second. So, Alex, it's Pride Month, and I wanted to feature important people and events in LGBTQ plus history. You know, Pride Month is an annual celebration of the many contributions made by the LGBTQ plus community to history, society, and cultures worldwide. In most places, Pride is celebrated throughout the month of June each year in commemoration of its roots in the Stonewall riots of June 1969. However, in some areas, Pride events occur at other times of the year as well. Bill Clinton was the first U.S. president to officially recognize Pride Month in the year 1999 and 2000. Later in 2016, President Barack Obama designated the site of an event in our history, the 1969 Stonewall riots in New York City, as a national monument, the first one to honor the contributions of LGBTQ plus Americans. So get ready to shine bright wherever you are kicking off Pride Month, okay? Because it's so important now more than ever, you know? And everything that you said, like, it's like...
I mean, my mother is like old school. You know, she's an old school Greek. She's like, why do we have
So many?
a Pride Month?
Okay.
Why do you need a Pride Month? And then, you know, you show her something that's happening like right now, like attacking drag queens in Tennessee, banning, which was overturned, by the way.
Yes,
I don't know
it
if you heard
was. Go Tennessee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go Tennessee for overturning that. Just attacking the disenfranchised, the weaker, the ones with the smaller voice, because it's easier to attack them. You're going to go against them. Why? Until we don't have to do that anymore. I mean, it's like they're paying their taxes. Like, why people pay taxes? Why am
We're still treated less than.
maybe I shouldn't pay taxes anymore, right? If you're going to treat me like less than.
Yeah.
But yeah, until that's curbed, we will have a Pride Month every year. You know, because people need to know.
And we have to be out there and counted
You know,
every single
yeah,
year.
yeah.
You know, and just like you said, for the voiceless, Alex, like
Yeah.
I have friends that I love them and they're important to me, but they can't be out of the closet for certain reasons.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before I was the one that was like, you're in the closet. How dare you? That means that you don't respect our community and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. There's some people that literally for their livelihood, they can't be out. So for those people, we scream and we
Yeah.
say, and we stand there in Stonewall in solidarity, showing these people that you can't just erase us.
You can't, and we're not going to be erased. Like, it's not only you can't, you won't. You're not able to. It's not going to happen. Our mouths are too big, and you know what? We have a lot of money. there are a lot of gays with money.
And at the end, it's all about the money. I need to become one of those gays with the money.
How do we become gays with money?
We have to figure that out.
Then we can get like a Tempur-Pedic.
Right? Or that cool thing that comes on top, right? That like every time Alex gets in bed, he leaves like a big hole in my bed. Like it's going deeper and deeper.
Yeah, the stories are true.
The stories are true. Well, Alex, there's a lot of interesting things going on this week in the LGBTQ plus community. Let's kiki on some of them now. Cool?
Let's go.
Let's do it. So first, a few weeks ago, the iconic Tina Turner passed away at her home in Switzerland. She's known for her struggle reclaiming her life after 20 years with her abusive husband, Ike, and managing to build her rock career to even higher heights on her own. While the LGBTQ plus community always loved the What's Love Got to Do with a Singer, many forget that she was always a big supporter of our community. In 1982, when the AIDS crisis was first starting and many artists refused to work with the LGBTQ plus community, she led the opening ceremony of the very first Gay Games in San Francisco. She was also speaking out in support of same-sex marriage more than a decade before it was legal. She was simply the best. Tina Turner was a longtime LGBTQ plus ally, even before it was cool. What are we all talking about?
Picture it. Jamaica, Queens, 1983. A little gay boy got his LP stereo system for the first time. And the first 3 albums I got were Michael Jackson's,
Of course.
I got Sinead O'Connor, actually, and Tina Turner's Private Dancer.
No Madonna? Your first three?
No, you know what? Madonna was not on my list until the Papa Don't Preach thing. That's when it like blew up for me. But
Okay, so Sinead O'Connor. So
Sinead O'Connor, Tina Turner, and Michael Jackson were like, but Tina Turner is, I mean, she was something else, man. I've never been to have you ever been to a concert?
No.
She's out of her mind. Like,
No.
she just like, I mean, I've seen it on television.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
saw the videos and I'm like, and I kick myself for not have seen her live. Like those videos, her legs.
Yeah.
And there's this big thing in our community with ageism, and once you get to a certain age,
There
then
you
it's like
go.
you're not good anymore, you're not cute anymore, you're not going to be successful anymore. This woman reinvented herself in her late 40s and didn't even like really start making real money till decades later. And
she did it her way.
And she did it her way.
Exactly. She did. What do you want to do? I want to do this, and I want to do it this way, and this is how I want it done. And she did it. And it was, yeah.
Did you see the documentary or the musical?
I saw the musical. I saw the musical here, actually. It was playing at the Broward.
At the Broward Center, me too. And I'm so happy that we got to see that, right? Because
and of course, I've seen the movie like a million times. A million times. Yeah, so.
I mean, iconic. It's like, okay, yeah, all I want is my name. You could take the fucking rest, okay?
And every time like DeSantis gets on my nerves, I go, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo.
Yes!
So she taught me well.
Yes, and they did that in the play too. I have that written in my bathroom to try to remember. I can't say it, but I'm saying it with Alex right now.
Thank you. Yeah.
Next, everyone who's ever been in a same-sex relationship has heard the comments. You know the ones, the stupid comments from straight people that they make you wonder if they know how people work at all, let alone gay people. In a recent Reddit thread, users shared some of the ones that they've gotten. Some of the comments we've all heard included, "You're gay, but you don't act gay," or "Which one of you is the woman?" or "We're cool as you don't hit on me or anything." And of course, the classic that every lesbian hears, "How do you know you're gay if you haven't tried it?" You know, I tried it. I tried it quite a few times and I still knew I was gay, right? God. Reddit users share some of the dumb things heteros say to LGBTQ plus people. What are we all talking about?
My favorite is like, "No homo. No homo, bro."
No homo.
Look, as long as you don't hit on me, I'm like, trust me, you have nothing to worry.
Right? No, and and it's like it sucks because we're so used to like just being quiet when somebody says the stupid shit they say, right? That one time they're gonna catch you at the wrong time.
I was at a family gathering and somebody like across the room said, "Oh my God, that is so gay." And you heard everybody like smacking him because they knew I was in the room. And I'm just like,
so you heard slap, slap, slap.
It's
slap,
like
slap.
Totally okay. You can
and you laugh.
Yeah, I laugh because I'm like, sometimes something is so gay, I'll say something like, "Oh my God, I'm gay," and that is like really gay. It's really, really gay.
But you can say that because you're gay, Alex. It's different.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that, but
I was at Gay Days this weekend, one magical weekend, and Girls in Wonderland. I partied all over it, right? And I was at one of the biggest parties that I go to every year, and I love it, love it, love it. And every single time I go to that party, at least one gay boy looks at me and goes, "What are you doing here?" Like straight face. "What are you doing here?" Like, did you go into the wrong party? Like, I just went into the wrong hotel room, right? Like,
it's so weird. Look, when I was a bartender and straight guys would come into the bar and the girls would come into the bar too. So the straight guys had like, they had an immediate chance because they were the only ones they were only straight ones in the gay bar. So, I mean, that's awful that you got treated that way. Like what?
But you know what? I took it like a grain of salt, Alex. I mean, okay, as a lesbian, I have heard, "Oh, you just haven't found the right guy," or "Oh, were you raped or molested as a child?" I mean, like literally, people think that they have that kind of a relationship with me to ask me that's why I'm gay.
Did you have a father? Was your father in the? I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? People are just dumb.
And then like, or they'll see me and my wife, and they'll say like, "Oh, who's the girl and who's the boy?" Bitch, none of us are. Like, what do you know?
Who's the catcher and who's the pitcher and who's the catcher?
The fact that we allow these people to say these things to us and we don't knock him over the head is just
oh God.
surprising.
Actually, who's the guy that ties you up, and who's the guy that gets tied up, and who's the guy that ties up? That's like more of the question. That's the question.
That's the question everybody wants. That's what you're usually asked. Are you tying up anybody today, Alex?
I'm not tying. No, but I'll make sure that there's an escape. Like if I tie somebody up, they can just, they'll have a safe word, or they can just immediately like snap it off, because
that's important.
Yeah.
What's a good safe word? Banana?
Pineapple. Pineapple or no.
Because stop that hurts doesn't really it's not.
Ow, but pineapple, you just pineapple. They're like, okay.
Has anybody had like the weirdest safe word ever?
It should be DeSantis.
It should be DeSantis.
That'll totally
I think that would bring every penis down and everybody.
Down.
Every literally, it would be like turning off the electricity off the place. Everything went bah. DeSantis.
Yeah. Totally.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Next, it feels like any theater you go to, half the people watching the new live-action version of the Little Mermaid movie are LGBTQ plus adults. People are raving over the performance of Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, but after Disney posted a transformation video before the movie was released, it received mixed reviews. Watch this. Good morning.
Hi there. Now I start getting really subtle.
And it begins. That's better.
Where is it?
Peanut, don't cross my lens! I can help you. It's what I live
Some of the biggest critics of the look were drag queens who felt that Disney should have hired a queer makeup artist who could better pay tribute to the original inspiration for Ursula, the famous divine. RuPaul's Cynthia Lee Fontaine posted, quote, respectfully, it's a no, end quote. Willam had the longest and most scathing critique, writing, quote, Miss Melissa's performance is amazing, but she should have handed Mr. Makeup a protractor for those brows. Those brows need a 23andMe to figure out if they're related. Lastly, the brow looks like it was covered using polenta. Hire LGBTQIA people, end quote. Drag queens are trashing Melissa McCarthy's makeup artist from The Little Mermaid. What are we all talking about?
I mean, it looks like a dumbed down, like Cruella de Vil. Like when you think about it, it's just like a lazy Cruella de Vil version of, I mean, it's so.
Well, they're going to add the AI after.
I mean, but it's so, okay, well, let's see what I mean, I have to see that movie, by the way.
I have to see that movie too.
I heard it's amazing. But no, like that, from what I saw, I agree. It's like that is sort of like it's basically a drag queen. Like Ursula is basically and Divine, of course, is sort of like related to that. But I mean, you need to get like a drag queens, and RuPaul is painted by Raven, and like get somebody like with that. And you know what RuPaul used to look like and what she looks like now. So I'm just saying. But you need somebody that's going to take her over the top.
Yeah, like that was too calm.
Yeah,
like that, I get it. It's going to be enhanced and post-production and all that fun stuff. But that right there, it's true what Alex said. I'm not a makeup artist in no way, shape, or form, but I could have done that.
But you look so fresh. So refreshed after your wild, crazy weekend. Look at you, still dewy.
This is the makeup from yesterday. What are you talking about? You're lucky I showered for you, Alex. Next, just in time to kick off Pride Month, Queer Eye presents Tan France made a special announcement. On his Instagram, he posted a picture of himself and his husband, Rob. Rob was holding their 2-year-old son, Ismail, and Tan was holding their brand new baby boy, Isaac. His post was captioned, quote, welcome baby boy number 2, Isaac, born this past weekend. He completes our little family perfectly, and a huge thank you to our incredible warrior of a surrogate for giving us the greatest gift one could ever give, end quote. Tan France welcomes his new son and pays tribute to his surrogate on Instagram. What are we all talking about?
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is so beautiful.
So cute.
He's cute.
Do you watch Queer Eye?
I do.
I cry.
Every single one.
I mean,
like since they dropped, okay, it used to be Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, right? And then they got a brand new, then they stopped doing it for a bunch of years. Then they got new guys to do it. And then it's just Queer Eye. Now they don't only help queer people.
No, they help like priests and they help like just regular guys. They help like regular divorced guys that live in like trailers and whatever.
A frat house?
Yeah,
they help a frat house?
The frat house come together. And what is it teaching you? It's just teaching you to be a little more civilized. But more than that, it's just teaching you to love yourself a little bit better.
Yes.
You know, to like respect yourself a little bit better. And it's like, you know, you kind of want to worry about what you eat. You kind of, I mean, a lot of people don't have the money to like go out and like go to these places to shop. But what's his name? But I love him because he had a great tip. He's like, you can buy a cheap suit and have it tailored.
Yes.
Like I did that, and it makes all the difference.
Tailoring anything on a man just really helps the look pop and look like $1 million, honestly.
So he's, you know, and that's so sweet, like that they're.
Aww, they're just so cute.
But you don't want kids, right?
Like, you know, my wife has 2 kids, and no, I mean, they're adults, they're in their 20s. And when we were together for a couple of months, kind of like you and your new boo, right? She sat me down and said to me, look, I think I'm falling for you, right? But understand that I'm done with kids. Like, I don't want any more, and I don't want you to come back and maybe think that this wasn't a good hookup because I don't want any and you might, you know? And I didn't want children, but like when she gave me that ultimatum, I was like, I gotta go think about it now.
But think of the Instagram likes you would get, you know, just
for having another baby.
Your baby.
But think about the freaking stretch marks I would have by like having that kid have to come out my vag.
You could just like dress them up.
And then I'm stuck with them for like 20 years. Like those kids never leave. Like before I was like 18.
You're lucky if they're 20.
No. You're stuck with them like they're 40. Like who wants that?
What if they decide to go to like University of Miami? You're stuck with them for another 20.
I'll move. Seriously.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot. Yeah. But we congratulate you, and I loved how they referenced the surrogate. You know, that's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's not easy to have children, you know, make children, all that kind of stuff today. It takes a lot of money.
A lot. Gays with money. They're the gays with money. They're like, this is what I want. Like the Andy Cohens of the world. The Anderson Coopers.
The Anderson Coopers of the world.
Yeah. They want what they want.
Yeah.
You know, just write the contract and
sign the check, and that's
here's your baby.
Here's your baby. How do you want it? No problem.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, congratulations.
Yes.
Next, in the gay world, it seems like you are required to love Golden Girls, right? Sex and the City, or both. When HBO decided to reboot the latter in the show and Just Like That, people were hyped at first. Once it aired, people complained about the fashion, about the lack of sets, and the greatest sin of all, the fact that Samantha wasn't in the show. I mean, hello. A lot of people trash the show, but it's one of my guilty pleasures, and I'll be watching it for sure, even though I talk a lot of shit about it every single time. Other people might also pick it up since it was just revealed recently that Kim Cattrall will be returning for a cameo as Samantha in the season finale. Will the LGBTQ plus community be tuning in for And Just Like That? What are we all talking about? What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I saw it Just Like That, and I liked it. If I were going to give it like any critique, I thought like they were trying really hard. Like they were really trying to include everything. They were trying to like, I mean, the whole Miranda thing, that was great. I thought that was great. How they handled it with Miranda's husband was great. I love how Carrie doesn't have like any plastic surgery, but like. What's her name? The other one.
Charlotte?
Charlotte. Oh my God. There's so much.
She's got everything done. Like she freaking did her tongue. Like I have no idea.
And I just read that like regarding Kim Cattrall, she's like, I'll do this, but I ain't talking to anybody. And Michael Patrick King cannot be on set. Those were her two. She's like, it's a season finale. It's a cliffhanger in the season finale. She's on the phone. She's technically talking to Carrie, but she's not talking to Carrie because that's part of the deal. She's not going to talk to anybody on the set, anybody of the actors.
Oh, she really hates all of that, right? Like she really wants to.
She did not have. I have a lot of respect for her. It's nice to be in that position to say, this is what I want. Deal with it. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine that? Like, okay, yeah, I'll come back. Yeah, I'll pretend. You can have me on FaceTime, so you'll be able to see that I'm there, but I'm not talking to nobody, and send my check and make sure it's signed.
But to have like not have Michael Patrick King at all, that's a big deal. Like
But that must be like they really want her
They
then.
really want. I mean, because people are like talking about that, and people can't wait to see that, and that'll bring the segue into season 3. And
Alex, pero coño, like when I think of Sex and the City, Samantha is it.
And
like
they're
I
trying.
can't. It's like having Golden Girls without Blanche. Like you can't do that.
no, you
know.
can't. But they tried to bring. I don't know the Indian actress's name, but she's kind of hot. The Indian actress that was sort of like they tried to bring her as one of Carrie's friends. I think it's a great. I think it's fun to watch. It is like sugar. It is like candy to watch.
Look, I'll watch it. Because it's like I grew up on Sex and the City,
Right.
and it takes me back to that, right? Like those were like the first shows that you saw LGBTQ plus representation. It was their best boyfriend, but you know what I mean? But it was still there. The fashion meant everything to me, and the fashion lacked when it came. You know, I get you don't have that much money, you don't have Sex and the City money, you know, but not having Samantha was difficult, but I was still gonna watch it. And then they started including everyone, like you said. They had to have a black person, they had to have a non-binary person, they had to make her gay. Like it was just this person had to be black. Like it was just too much inclusivity on one show.
Yeah, like everything. Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
oh no, now Charlotte's daughter's trans. Like I was just like hit by all angles by my own community on this show.
They're trying. It was great.
So we'll be watching. I'll still be talking shit. Finally, it's summer, and for a lot of people, that means travel. It doesn't matter if you're just coming from Miami for Stonewall Pride and Wilton Manors, or if you're flying to New York City for Pride, Fire Island, or P-Town. We've got a local ally making it easier. The Tri-Rail offers travel throughout South Florida, including easy access to all of our airports, and for fares as low as $5. $5, okay? I think that's what I have in my account right now. Skip the traffic nightmare on I-95 and save money on ride shares if you're going out to drink while you ride on smooth rails with free Wi-Fi. Look at this.
It's summer and time to travel. Whether you're going to New York, Las Vegas, or Paris, Tri-Rail can get you on your way with train service to South Florida's airports. Fares are as low as $5. Plus, it's convenient with direct service to Miami International and free connecting service to Fort Lauderdale and Palm Beach airports. Tri-Rail is your trip starter with luggage racks on board and free Wi-Fi too. Take the train to the plane.
Tri-Rail gets you where you wanna go.
Take the train to the plane. The Tri-Rail is making travel for the LGBTQ plus community easier this summer. One of my flights got canceled in Miami, so I had to go to Fort Lauderdale to take a flight. And it costed me like $45. And that was like not during a spike. You know, that's a lot of loot.
At 10 o'clock, I came home, and I was in Miami, and I took a ride share. It was $80 just to go from Miami to Fort Lauderdale.
That's basically standard. That's what it would be during peak hours. So for $5, for $10, like you paid, I'll definitely do that. And if you're coming down here for Pride, you don't want to rent a car and all that kind of madness, you know, just like stick to public transportation. That way also you can,
you know, take your Uber to the Tri-Rail and take the Tri-Rail wherever you need to go.
That's it. That's it. So the FayWhat Show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America, and Hotspots Magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 37 years, and Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So Alex, this week is Stonewall Pride.
Let's do it.
Were you here last year for Stonewall?
It was just so much fun. I totally recommend it. The energy is so just bright and happy and just sort of like, you know, spend your money. You know what I mean? Take my money.
Take my money. Take my money.
Take my money.
No, and it's so like, I think there was like 40,000 people there, right? Like one time, and it was just, you could just see a sea of people.
Yeah, and the parade was beautiful, and like it was getting dark. It was just getting more and more crowded, and I think I danced at the Eagle that night, and it was just insane.
I bet you did.
It was just insane.
So,
I can't remember.
Of course you can't remember. So the lead host at Queer News Tonight and myself, his name is Al Ferguson, and myself, Faye, right? We'll be on the main stage. broadcasting the parade. So last year, I can hear people were texting me, I can hear you, but I can't see you. I can hear your big ass mouth, but I can't see you. And I remember us starting the parade and going, oh, this will be a short parade, right? It never ended. It was just so beautiful how it just kept on going. I was like, yeah.
Funny little note.
Yes.
The kid that was Captain America or Mr. America in the float, like he was just like Mr. Like he had the superhero outfit on.
Yes.
That was my romantic interest. That was Tony Cannoli in For the Love of Dills.
Oh my God, no way. I remember him.
He was like, I'm like, wait a minute, you're the guy. I'm like, get out.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It's funny how the world
And you
works.
didn't know that when you guys
I didn't know that
right?
when we met. He told me a little bit later. He's like, he mentioned that he was in the Fort Lauderdale. He was in the Wilton
Stonewall.
Manors. Yeah, and I was like, are you the? Yeah, it was very.
Yeah,
funny,
I remember his bulge.
No comment.
I want to thank Alex for getting up early for the FayWhat show. And remember, follow his adult Twitter at Alex_Ticas and make sure to show him some love and subscribe to his OnlyFans page. All right?
Thank you.
Of
Thank you
course.
for the plug.
Listen, your OnlyFans page is the only place I have a subscription to.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, shit. And you can't borrow mine, though. Don't worry about it. What? You're going to be thinking twice next time you do a move? Please. You're going to get red?
I'm blushing now.
You are not. He's blushing. Why is he blushing,
I'm turning
folks?
so red right
You're what? It was money well spent. And every month I see that come out of my, I'm like,
We
yep.
call it tax deductible research.
I call it supporting my friend.
Oh, thank you.
I know how hard it is for you to wake up in the morning, especially what you be doing at night, because gay boys sleep late. I love you, Alex.
I love you too.
Look at him. He's just going to sit in his guilt. Did you know that the Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square, which also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church, located in Fort Lauderdale. We broadcast our Sunday service every week at 10:30 a.m. At the FayWhat show, we want to introduce you to interesting people that are so important to our LGBTQ plus community. Today, I'm joined by Lake Worth City Commissioner and my friend and huge LGBTQ plus advocate, Sarah Parr Malega. Good morning, mi gente, and welcome to the FayWhat show. Today, I'm going to introduce you to Lake Worth Beach City Commissioner and LGBTQ plus advocate, Sarah Malega. She's also a really great friend of mine, by the way. Since 2012, Sarah has been living with her wife, Dawn, in Lake Worth Beach. She's with us to talk about the legislation and how she is fighting in favor of the LGBTQ plus community daily. She wants to make sure that the youth have a safe space to express themselves and that our elderly have a safe space to retire in. I don't think that's a lot to ask for. Sarah will talk more about her struggle against anti-LGBTQ plus laws and how she's working towards establishing a human rights equality index rating for the city of Lake Worth Beach. So Lake Worth Beach City Commissioner and LGBTQ plus advocate, Sarah Malega.
Good morning, good morning.
Should I say Sarah Parr?
No, that's my maiden name.
Oh, is it really your
Yes.
maiden name? We're
I
really
took
gonna get into dirt right out the bat.
Yes, I took my wife's name.
And you kept it.
I kept it, yep. Par is so much easier to pronounce because everybody messes up my last name. And I told her, I said I could have just kept Par and it would have been easy, but I really wanted to be solid and be a Malega. Yeah.
I love that. So Malega.
Yeah, Malega.
Because you know, when I went to Spain and I was at Malaga, I always thought of you,
Yeah.
right? I was like, this is Sarah's last name. It's not written the same, but
it's
for
fine.
me it was.
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I pretty much answer to anything anyway.
Yo, B!
Yes,
Hey,
that's
what's up?
it.
What do you need,
Yes.
Faye?
B, Bink, Raw.
Boo, all of that.
I got all those nicknames. Yeah.
What does your boo call you?
Wifey, honey, and little girl.
Little girl. She's shorter than you.
Shh, it's because she's older than me. It goes back to our days of dating when we were 18. She's always called me little girl.
I love that.
Yep.
So forever, you're going to be like 80. She's going to be like, little girl, come here for some candy.
Well, girl, when I'm 80, she'll be 93.
And hot.
Yeah, and
Because
hot.
you have to see her wife. She's super hot.
Yeah, she just turned the big 6-0 and nobody can believe it.
I can't believe it.
She's freaking
There's
phenomenal.
no way. Yeah.
She runs circles around me.
Oh my God.
amazing. She's
No,
amazing.
like, wow.
Next
Wow.
time she'll have to be it.
Yes,
we'll have
can
a threesome.
we have her next time?
We'll have a threesome.
I would love that. We could
Yeah,
be
so-
like the beginning of a trouble.
Yes.
Wait, thruple.
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 Thruple for 3.
Yes.
That's just a lot of things going on with
A lot
three
of new
people.
words.
You know what I
A lot of new
mean?
words we have to learn.
I know,
New
but we're so
meanings.
happy about that.
Yes.
You know, like we're
Evolution.
always at the cusp of that evolution when it comes to LGBTQ plus. We were talking beforehand about pronouns and just how important those things are, and how some people just want to take it and be like, I don't want to learn anymore. Why do you have to have your own pronoun? It's just ridiculous things that some people say, and we're just
Absolutely.
willing to evolve no matter what,
Well, we have to include everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And if that means us being uncomfortable and learning something, well, then that's what we have to do.
Then that's what we have to do.
Yep.
Hi, Miss Sarah. So much to talk about. This has been such a freaking heavy week. Like you were with us, I think at the beginning of the year. It's been a while.
Pre-legislation.
And pre crazy, this drag ban signed and all that nonsense.
So I was actually in Tallahassee when that happened.
Tell us about that.
So it was the weekend of Easter, and Senate had all gone home, and it was a Wednesday. By 2:30, senators were all gone. So it was just the House reps that were there. I go to bed. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to all these text messages from representatives and going, oh my God, can you believe this? At 5:43 p.m., they put an amendment in to include municipalities in the ban for drag queens. Then they stamped it again at 6:13. So I'm like, okay, it's Wednesday. They're going to plan to pass this on Monday when they come back and kind of pass it under the radar. So we worked tirelessly and we notified everybody we possibly could. And we figured out a way to protect our city. So I won't give it all away, but we're good in Lake Worth Beach for the next 3 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh God, but what a sad day that was either way. Like, and like my phone was blowing up also that day. And it's like, our drag sisters, this is entertainment.
Yep.
This is them sharing their talent with us, like lewd and sexually driven content is not part of every drag entertainer's, presentation.
It's not, right? And we know that there are ones that are that, but you go to the places to see that when you want to see that, right? This isn't a drag brunch. This isn't a drag story time, right? This is not what we're talking about. But yet, again, if you follow the money, Hooters, Twin Peaks, it's okay to take a 5 or 6-year-old there.
Yeah.
And it's complete sexualization.
Complete sexualization.
But it's also you doing what always has been done, exploiting women.
Yeah, no, that's
so
okay.
Exploitation of women that creates money and keeps corporations in business is okay, but not a drag queen educating and entertaining when they spend thousands of dollars on their costumes.
They do.
Thousands of countless hours entertaining, doing their routines, perfecting their routines, and now we take that performers away, and it's just theatrics, right? It's just it's theater brought to life. So it's sad because it's such a reach, especially when you take it away. They're trying to take all home rule away from municipalities. They want to control everything that happens in each city. Well, that's why we have home rule, because what's right for us in Lake Worth Beach is different than what's right in Oakland Park.
Yeah.
Or Miami Beach or Tallahassee. You have to do what's right for your constituents in your community. That's why home rule is so important. People in Tallahassee don't know what the people in Wilton Manors need or what people in Pembroke Pines need because they're not there.
Yeah.
So they just want more control. So by putting this rule into effect, they were essentially trying to take control from the municipalities. And it's sad because now you have to find a way over, around, and through to make the party happen, right?
Yeah. I mean, if we knew loopholes, right? Then we need all the rules we can get. I saw you a couple months back when it was Pride of the Palm Beaches.
Yes.
Right?
Great event. Yep.
Is that how it's called? Or is it Palm Beach?
Nope, it's Pride of the Palm Beaches.
Pride of
It
the Palm
happens in
Beaches.
March. put on by Compass. And
I love Compass. I love Julie. I love Michael. Hi. I love all of you guys and everything that you do. And
Stonewall Ball's coming up.
Stonewall Ball.
June 24th. Mark your calendars, get your
Get
tickets.
your tickets. It's so much fun. You definitely have to go check that out. So when I went up to that Pride, you had fenced, everything was fenced in and everything was covered.
Yep.
So
And
you
protected.
couldn't see in.
Yep. We are really big on protection. So Palm Beach County Sheriff's does a great job with protection and security. We have gated entrances, and it's done at Bryant Park, so it's not an open party, if you would say. All kids of all ages are welcome. It's a family. We really gear it towards family. That's why it shuts down at 6 p.m. It's not geared towards the nighttime party. We want it to be family friendly, and we want it to be inclusive of everybody. So we try to make the hours to where it's not dictated as it's going to be a bad thing, right? Especially with Palm Beach County Sheriffs. We hire them, they get paid to be there and protect us. And it was a great party. It was a great weekend. I'm glad that we do it in March because it is way too hot in June.
Oh my God.
All y'all
yes.
that party in March, I'm like, we're smart, but when you guys hit the streets in June, I'm like, it is 10,000 degrees outside.
Sarah, Miami Beach Pride, right? I was dying. Like literally, I had heat stroke at the end of the whole thing. It was so freaking hot.
Because, you guys are out there all day long.
And we're marching and we're screaming and we're yelling and it's 104 degrees out there.
And so we do it in March. That's why we do Pride
you're
in March.
smart.
Yeah,
You're smart.
Compass is actually 35 years old this year.
Oh my God.
So
just
celebrating,
like me. Yeah, sure.
Yes, you guys are twins. Celebrating 35 years of Pride. And one thing about Compass that is amazing is that they really focus on the youth. And they have a Proud Parent program. And they sponsor the youth. We have a Pride Parade. We also have a prom for them. So that's important.
that.
So the kids all get to be kids, but in a safe space.
I love that.
You know?
Especially prom. Like we're constantly doing stories of like youth that maybe don't want to wear a dress to prom
Or
and
can't
then
take a
they're not
same-sex
allowed
partner.
or they can't take their their girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever because of their rules or whatever it is. And so every time I see someone have like a queer prom or an LGBTQ plus prom, it always warms my heart because as a kid that was never even an option for us.
Not an option, no. So we donated our wedding dresses to
Shut
Compass.
up!
Yeah, so 2 years ago, we were like, what are we going to do with our wedding dresses? We're never going to wear them again. So we donated our wedding dresses and a couple other dresses because that's where the kids get their dresses mostly is through Compass. So it was nice to see them,
Oh my God, I love
upcycled
that.
and reused
I love
and used.
that.
Yeah, so
Oh
if
my
you have
God.
any dresses or men have any good gear, Compass is always looking for good donations.
Oh, Julie, I'm gonna call you. Okay, you know how many dresses I have that I could hook some girls up,
yeah.
anybody up? I mean, that'd be amazing.
Absolutely. And we have the senior program. So we have Coffee Clutch up at Compass and Pride Tribe. Have you heard about that? So Pride Tribe is with Alan Hendricks, and he just opened his first 55 and over LGBTQ community living center for seniors in Boynton.
Incredible. And it's also housing?
It's all housing. So it's your food, your housing, your utilities. So it's a senior living complex for LGBTQ plus only.
In
55 and over in
Incredible.
Boynton Beach. Yeah.
I'm getting in there.
Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff we need for our seniors.
Yeah, no, completely. I feel like, we have all these crazy legislation thrown at us, all these anti-drag bills, all these anti-trans bills, all these anti-LGBTQ plus bills. I honestly keep praying for our children, like every single night, because I feel that they're going to be the hardest hit. Am I being overly dramatic?
I don't think you are at all, because think about the stresses that kids have. They have social media. They have a horrible school system if they're in public schools right now. They have to worry about gun violence. And now they're being attacked for who they are and they can't be in a safe space. And for parents not to be able to have that conversation and let their kids go home and say, okay, draw your family tree for school. Well, if your family tree is 2 women, you can't present it. There's something, you're telling your kids that their living situation's bad. And that's not good. These kids are going to come depressed. I believe we're going to have child suicide rates are going to go higher. And it's all going to be on the hands of the electeds who have made these rules.
Yeah. I mean, the Trevor Project does big things, and every year they let us know about, their survey about how
kids are feeling.
How kids are feeling. And, those numbers keep on skyrocketing. They just keep skyrocketing, and they're scary numbers.
Yep.
Where more than half have, thought about ending their lives. Can you imagine that? Like just a kid that you love.
Well, and what's sad about it is so they do this abortion bill, right? So you only care about the child until the child's born, because if the child comes out LGBTQ, you don't want to take care of the child.
You don't care.
You don't want to provide services. Mm-hmm. So they only care about what's the political moment. This is what it's going to be talked about. Let's save lives now, but not worry about them when they're 5, 6, and 7 years old and questioning their gender. So it's not pro-life, Pro-life is giving somebody the opportunity to live
A
their
life.
authentic self, right? Like live their authentic self. You can't be pro-abortion and then anti-LGBTQ. It just doesn't marry.
Yeah.
You know, if you're really pro-life, you're pro-life across the board. Not when it's convenient.
Not when it's convenient.
And this new abortion bill is awful.
8 weeks. 8 weeks, Sarah.
Six.
6 weeks.
Six
Excuse me,
weeks.
6 weeks. You know,
You don't even have your first sonogram.
I have,
crying out loud.
I have shared with my viewers on shows past that, you know, I'm not shameful for it, right? I myself had 2 abortions, right? And I didn't want to be with the person that I made this baby with for the
that's
rest of my
your
life.
right.
And that was my right, okay? Economically, socially, physically, all kinds of ways, I did not want to have this child, right? And that was my right.
Yep. But you had the right.
But I had the right, and I didn't know till after 2 months, Sarah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, like
So think about that.
I did not know, and it wasn't that I was just woohoo partying my life away. I just, you know, you have an irregular period. You know, you don't know exactly how 1 month you might be extra stressed, right? And you just don't get that.
Exactly. But now women don't have that. So now think about that. You would possibly have been in a situation where you don't have a choice. So now I feel as a foster parent, we're going to have more kids enter into the foster program just because they're born into situations that aren't going to be good for them.
Yeah.
You know, you have mothers who aren't prepared to be a mom, don't have the finances, don't have the education, and now they are forced to bring a child into this world.
Yeah.
So, you know, I literally said, if you're going to pass this bill, you need to pump millions more dollars into the child welfare system because we're going to have more foster kids. We're going to have a higher need for foster parents and a higher need for workers. And they didn't do it. They didn't offset their budget. You know, so there's always, with every action, there's a counter reaction in everything that we do.
Everything.
Politically, morally, ethically, there's always a reaction to it. And this abortion bill, and unfortunately, DeSantis is very, he's a bully. And there were some Republicans who voted against it. And those Republicans lost their appropriations. So if one governor can basically bully people to do what they want to do, or you don't get the money to take care of your community and your constituents. It's sad.
It really is
sad
sad.
world we live in.
It's really sad. You know, we've got, you know, there's so much to fight for right now, right? There's just because, you know, we're all targeted, right? You know,
If you're not a straight white Catholic man.
seriously, you know, Black women, LGBTQ plus, Asians. I mean, it's across the board.
Jewish. Anti-Semitism is higher than it's been in years. And it's just, it's sad because we're supposed to be like the greatest nation, right? And I was saying this earlier that if you look back, slavery, that's not a great nation.
No.
If you look back to the Indians and taking away their property, that's not a great nation.
No.
So this theory that, you know, we are the greatest nation in the world, we're the greatest nation when it comes to opportunity for success, opportunity for wealth, but not opportunity across the board. The opportunity only comes to the selected. And if you're not in that selected, every day's a struggle and every day's a fight. And that's really where we have to change the narrative, you know, is we need to give more people the opportunity, break the generational wealth gaps, educate people, and let people have a word, have a voice. And that's what LGBTQIA plus is all about.
Yep.
You know, is making sure that everyone has a voice.
Especially this month, it's Pride Month.
Yes.
You know, happy
But
Pride
every
Month,
day should
Sarah.
be Pride Day.
And
Right.
But we have to know. But we're at this point now that every day has to be Pride Day. You're absolutely right, you know. But it hurts more during our month.
Yep.
You know, and for DeSantis that doesn't like us or doesn't want us to breathe, he sure knows all our dates. He
But you know
sure
what's
does.
sad about him?
Everything.
That's the 100% answer. There was another bill that they wanted to pass that said municipalities, any government building could not fly any flag that wasn't the United States flag, the state of Florida, or a military flag. So meaning Haitian American month, we couldn't fly a Haitian flag to represent our Haitian community. Jamaican month, you know, you could not fly anything to recognize your community. Like, that is such a far reach. Like, why do you care what flag is flying in front of a building if it represents the taxpayers and the community members of that community, right? I am so proud to see so many gay pride flags flying right now. Like, to me, that was a win. That bill didn't get passed. That's a win. And we have to look at those wins and really celebrate them. I'm going to fly my pride flag all year round.
That's a good idea.
I'm not taking mine down. You know, when I put it up, I was like, you know what? This is going to fly for the rest of the year because I can. That's part of being in America is the freedom.
Yeah.
So fly your flags.
Fly your flag.
Fly them
You know what's
High in
crazy?
pride.
That I still have PTSD from like the Trump times, you know? Like I used to like, okay, 9/11 happened, right?
Oh.
And we would all wear our American flags proudly because it was like, we went through this. We went through this. You don't understand how this country came together after 9/11, et cetera, right?
And it didn't matter what color you were,
It
what
didn't
creed.
matter. Everybody wore an American flag. It was cool to wear an American flag.
And we were nice to each other.
And we were nice
kind.
to each other.
You know, you'd hold the door open for somebody. There was just a level of respect for each other. But
Then
it
you
went
fast
away
forward
like
to
that.
Trump, and Trump kind of opened the door for fascism, for racism, for homophobia, for transphobia, for everything. And all of a sudden, that flag flown by those big trucks, you know, like screaming all this awful stuff.
The boats, the jet skis.
The boats, the jet skis, you know.
Off of I-95.
I
I'm
have
like, really?
PTSD. Like if I see a white truck now, I'm like looking for the flag. Like the flag that used to represent me now gives me anxiety.
Yep. And
you
that's,
know?
but that's what they want.
And that's what they want.
And they're still doing it. You know, there's still people over 95 holding signs, Trump won. I'm like, do you not have something else better to do? He didn't win. You know, fast forward, he didn't win. But we have, you know, we have a big election coming up. And this is register to vote, register to vote, register to vote. In the state of Florida, if you do not renew your mail-in ballot, you will not automatically receive it. So please make sure if you guys do mail-in ballots, you renew them.
Okay,
Vote,
and that
vote,
was something,
vote.
and that was something that DeSantis stopped also, correct?
Oh,
right?
He not only, well, he didn't stop it. He narrowed the window. You can no longer, I can't pick up your ballot and drop it off. You can't do that any longer. The boxes are all guarded, meaning there is literally somebody standing outside of the drop boxes that works for the elected office, and they look at the signature and then they watch you put it in the box. So it's micromanaged.
But extreme, like I have a friend that her signature didn't match, right? Just because like she had gotten her license years ago, right? And it just
they didn't
looked a
count
little
her vote.
different, so they wouldn't take her vote. Like, oh my God.
Yep. So they're going to try everything and anything.
Everything.
You know, they're still trying to turn over an election from years ago. So the bottom line is that we just have to be vigilant. And like I said, be proud every day.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all about that education, you know. Be proud every day. When I'm with my wife, I say, this is my wife.
Yes.
You know, own it, be proud.
At whatever table that you're at, if you're sitting with straight people, if you're sitting with people that like you as a friend, right? Well, tell them your story. Tell them what we're going through. The reality is that most stations are not covering any LGBTQ plus news. Every time I tell a straight person or a delusional LGBTQ plus person, because you know there's many of you out there also, right? They're like, what? That's really happening? I didn't see that on the news. You're not gonna see that on Channel 7, bro. Okay? You're not.
Change the channel.
Change the channel.
Change the channel and listen to the real
watch
story.
us. You have to see the real stuff, you know? And I know, and I love that you're always a huge component of vote, vote, vote. But Sarah, that time, like, that has to be the minimal that somebody can do at this point, Sarah.
Those are the numbers, right? Like you have to vote. And it doesn't matter if you're happy with the person that ends up on the ticket, you have to vote. You know, the best thing you can do with those people who don't know or those who are not educated, if you're sitting at a table who's somebody who's dead and they're registered Republican, but they love you, the best thing you can do is teach them not to vote. Don't vote against me. If you love me, don't vote for somebody who's going to harm me. Just don't vote, because that's a win for us too, right? You're educating somebody and you're taking a vote away. And I've actually been successful with that with 4 people. And I just said, you love me. Yes. You know that these rules are going to hurt me. And they just didn't vote, which was a win for us.
That is a win.
You know, so
I'm going to use that.
It's not just vote for, don't vote against me if you love me.
You know, I was blessed enough to become friends with you and your wife, and being a sacred server of the community is something that you have taught me. You know, that is like you breathing. You know, so a lot of times when people ask me what I can do, I usually say, hey, run for office, try to run for something. Like we need more representation out there, and people are usually like dumbfounded, like run for office. Oh, I could never. It's not an impossible feat to run for office. What does it entail, Sarah?
It takes a lot of hard work. I'm not going to lie.
I bet.
To do it right, it takes a lot of hard work, but you can't be afraid. I ran against a straight white Republican male who had been in office for 12 years. And he was a bully. He was also the head of the Republican Party of Palm Beach County at the time.
Oh.
So, you know,
and Palm Beach County, take that in. Yeah. Palm Beach County, as in Mar-a-Lago, as in Trump world.
Exactly. Like our city's literally right across the bridge from Palm Beach. And the first time I lost in 2018, and I didn't go away. I stayed involved. I stayed involved with the community. I sat on boards. Stonewall Ball Host Committee with Compass. And
You learned from that first time running.
I did learn. And I licked my wounds because, you put all this work in, you knock on doors, you talk to people, you ask the community, what do you want to see changed? Don't go into a community and tell them what they need. Let the community tell you. And that I learned a lot in 18, but I didn't go away. And then when I decided to run in 21, it was COVID. We couldn't fundraise the way we used to. Knocking on doors, you had to knock on the door and back up 10 feet with a mask on. It was a lot different, but people were ready for change. People were locked in their homes. They wanted something different. They wanted a kinder atmosphere. And I won huge. And I ran against the same gentleman. It was just him and I again.
Really?
It was just he and I again. And it spoke volumes that people were happy with the fact that I didn't go away. So if you're not ready to run for office, get on a community board, volunteer for a nonprofit, and just be vocal. Be the voice for somebody who doesn't have a voice. That's important. I go on a Haitian radio station. I don't speak Creole, but I do it because it's part of my constituency. And I want my community to know that I care. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
So I have a translator, and it's fun. We spend a Saturday afternoon in the radio station. But it's really just, if you don't want to run for office and you're not there yet, just get involved. I mean,
Volunteer
you're everywhere.
somewhere.
You and your wife are everywhere. Like, I don't know where you get the energy. You're like the Energizer Bunny. I'm like, when does she sleep and eat? But you're everywhere. You're doing what you can every minute of the day.
Exactly, because this is what I need to do. I need to shine as bright as possible. I need to show these people that we were not going to be erased.
Yep.
We won't be silenced. So I'll sleep when I'm dead, and that's fine. And you too.
Yes. You got to keep going.
You got to keep going. We got to keep on shining.
But running for office, it's fun. I'm not going to lie to you. I love being a city commissioner. I love serving my people. There are days where I'm exhausted. We did a major cleanup this Saturday. It was 900 degrees outside, and cleanups are not a lot of fun. But it's part of what we do, right? And like I said, being involved with Compass and just moving the needle wherever you can. And when you walk into a space, if you can leave it brighter and better than when you walked in, then you're winning.
Yeah.
If you're taking that darkness and you're shining a little light on it, like you said, that's how we're going to win.
We have to. And I want right now for those delusional LGBTQ plus people that I was talking about before to understand that I love you and I see you, right? And we are part of each other, but this is not going to go away, right? Like you pretending to, this is not happening. I'll look over here. Your brothers and sisters, your non-binary folks are all being affected right now just by you staying silent.
But the sad part is that I know a lot. I know some people who you're speaking of. And I get so frustrated because they're voting for their pocketbook. They're voting for their tax bracket. They're voting for something that's not humanitarian. And I'm like, at the end of the day, when you're dead and gone, nobody stands around your funeral talking about the way you folded your towels or what your credit score was or how many zeros you have in the bank.
Yep.
They talk about the impact that you made, the memories that you made with people. I'm like, that's what people care about.
Yeah.
And you try to educate, but a lot of people just care about the almighty dollar.
That is,
which is sad.
I'm so mad at Target. I'm so mad at Target, and you'll hear about this. You'll hear about this later on What's on My Mind. Sarah, they broke my queer heart. They broke my heart. Like I sat here with my beautiful pink Live, Laugh, Lesbian shirt, and I was so proud of Target.
You were even on social media promoting.
Yes!
Oh my God, I went here, but then they moved it to the back of the store.
It was like heartbroken.
Then you saw the onesie story that just happened with the two boys who wanted to buy the onesie, and they wouldn't even sell it to them because it was supposed to be off the rack. So, again, it's corporate dollars.
It's corporate dollars. You need to go after that money.
You need to, but it's also, then you look at the beer companies who are standing tall for us right now.
Yeah.
They're taking the hits.
Yes.
And, they're standing up for the LGBTQ plus community.
I was hosting a couple of events over the weekend for Girls in Wonderland, and they were the biggest sponsor, Sarah, was Bud Light, right? And I was like, Kid Rock, I got a finger for you. Guess which one it is? Go Bud Light, you know?
What's so funny? Being from Detroit, I used to be a huge Kid Rock fan. He literally lived one city over from me. We graduated around the same time. My family goes 25 deep. We all go to Detroit. We do the concert. As soon as he started supporting Trump, I was like, I'm out.
I'm done.
Half of my family can't do it. That $25 ticket, eventually part of that would go to the Trump Foundation or the Trump campaign or DeSantis' campaign.
No.
And that is where we need to make that moral choice.
Yeah.
Spend your dollars on the people who spend and invest in your community. Don't support those who don't.
You heard her. You heard it here first. So Sarah, here at the FayWhat Show, we play a game, and it's called The First Thing That Pops Up. Whoop!
Uh-oh. Good thing I'm not a boy.
This whoop the first thing that pops up.
It's a good thing I'm not a boy.
You're not a boy. All right, so I tell you something like, I say apple, and you say what?
Pie.
Okay, like that, all right? So,
Okay, that's
you
easy.
ready?
That's
okay.
easy.
All right, okay. Pride,
Heartfelt.
plants,
Green.
dogs,
Love them.
wallpaper,
Boring.
Target,
Ugh.
and just like that, Sex and the City spinoff.
Not a big fan.
DeSantis,
Ugh.
Pamela Anderson,
Hot.
leather,
Sexy.
fur,
Hot.
meat,
Ugh.
Glamour magazine, pregnant trans man on the cover,
Yes.
bondage, voting,
Important.
Spain,
Spain? Love it.
monogamy,
Important.
Hamburger Mary sues DeSantis,
Headlines.
electric cars,
Love them.
oysters,
Gross.
CrossFit,
Infit.
COVID,
Done.
Miami girls,
Sexy.
Fort Lauderdale,
Epicenter.
Netflix,
Boring.
Romeo and Juliet,
I have no thoughts on that.
Oprah,
Oh, I hate Oprah.
humidity,
Florida.
Twitter,
Boring.
Tina Turner.
Icon.
Oh,
Icon.
I'm so sad that she's passed away.
She's on the cover of People magazine. Did you see it?
Where she belongs.
Did you see that other one where she was hanging up the side of the Eiffel Tower in Paris?
Oh my God.
I'm like, first of all, how amazing that she did that
Iconic.
shot.
Yes.
In those high heels.
Yes.
I'm like, rock star.
And like she was in her 60s when she
Right.
did that.
I know.
Like
I'm
it
like-
wasn't even like, you know.
Like she gets the phone call, hey, we're thinking of doing this photo shoot. And she's like, I'm in.
I'm
Like,
in.
you know,
Okay,
like,
your
that's-
stilettos
that's
are like
it.
this big. No problem. I got it.
I mean, she was, and you could see how fit she was. I mean, she was ripped, her lean. I mean, she was, that's sad that she's gone.
Yes, Tina
But you know,
Turner
she
will
was an
definitely be
icon.
missed.
Yes. But you said one and it was, I can't remember which one it was, but I don't have any thoughts on Romeo and Juliet. I think that to me, Romeo and Juliet it was what the American dream was supposed to be built on, but it's not. Like, what's wrong with Romeo and Steve or Juliet and Faye? You know, so to me, I just don't connect with it.
You know, but when I think of like Romeo and Juliet and I think about Shakespearean times, I think about the fact that all the roles were played by men. So
Yes,
it was
in
just,
wigs
so it
and
was just a
dresses.
bunch of drag queens running around, pretending to be Romeo and Juliet.
Absolutely.
No one talks about that, right?
Look at the court system still in England. They still
wear those thingies. Yes.
And we don't call them drag queens. We don't call them out for dressing,
No.
you know, putting long hair.
Not at all. So make sure that you follow Sarah on social media. She's always doing something incredible
Yes.
for our community. Her wife is also incredible. How is the gym doing?
Good. We bought a second one in September. We bought a 20-year-old gym because now it's like having a newborn and having a college student. We have one of each. So
But remind me the name of the gym again?
Zoo Health Club.
Zoo Health Club. Okay, make sure that you look it up. All right. I
Yes.
mean, lesbian owned and operated. You can't get any better, right?
Absolutely.
Sarah.
Palm Beach County's SFGN Gym of the Year for 6 years.
Woohoo! Wow, that's
We're
a huge
we're-
feat.
We're very inclusive, and that's important in everything that we do. Is that everybody's welcome, regardless of your age, your background, what language you speak, and that's important to me. So
So
everybody has a voice.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your second gym. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Running for office again too.
You have to. What do you mean? Like you don't have a choice?
I don't know. The gray hair tells me I do.
Well, whatever. The color you're using is working just fine because I
you.
don't see one gray hair. You
Thank
know,
you.
how can we help support you with that?
Just again, try to change any environment that you walk into. Like really just have the conversation. Ask somebody, what is your preferred pronoun? Don't just assume what somebody wants to be called, and just educate each other. I mean, every day, what you do, you know, follow
Educate each
Faye.
other.
She's amazing.
Follow Sarah. She's amazing. She's actually there, like doing stuff. Okay.
So are you.
Yeah, I'm trying my best.
Girl, you are everywhere.
I'm exhausted.
Take a nap. And time for a
I'm gonna
nap.
take a seat. We're just gonna
Time for a nap.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Make sure you follow Sarah Malega on social media. She's incredible. She's always working for our community. And make sure that you vote. If you're up there in her county, make sure you vote for her as well.
Yes.
We've got to have people representing us in office. That is the only way that we can get out of this freaking mess that we're in right now. All right?
Absolutely,
All
absolutely.
right. I love you, Sarah.
Love you, babe.
We'll be right back. Finally this morning, I want to get our week started by telling you some things that are really important to me. It's Faye, what's on my mind? You know what's on my mind? Target is on my mind. A few weeks ago, I wore my Target pink lesbian shirt to the show, right? And it said, live, laugh, lesbian. I'm not laughing at all. I applauded Target for being so inclusive at the time and standing up as a strong ally of the LGBTQ plus community. I had gone to a Target and marveled at how big the Pride selection was. Like the section was huge and how it was front and center when you walked into the store. I was so taken aback by the inclusion. I really was. There was so much trans merchandise. And I could imagine a person seeing this display and feeling seen, right? So I decided to bring some friends so they can revel in the Pride merch as well. We went to Target, a crew of us, like a whole crew of us, and everything was gone. Everything was gone. One of the changes including moving the Pride collection to the back of the store, like behind another section. It was heartbreaking. Supposedly following a backlash from shoppers and haters, honestly, I saw these horrible TikToks from the Karens and the Kens stating that the most ridiculous of things, like that a tuck swimsuit was in the kids section, right? That was just a big freaking lie. One of the many lies that you saw on TikTok. And, you know, anyone can bring a piece of clothing from one section to another, right? So, Target and CEO Brian Cornell, I am talking to you right now. I 100% understand you wanting to protect the safety of your employees, right? Protecting them from threats of violence or foul words. You know, I saw a video of this man, an angry white man in Missoula, Montana, who vandalized and destroyed a Pride display at one of your Target stores. He threw a bunch of stuff on the floor and started screaming horrible things at a trans patron and to the employee present. Did anything happen to him? No. The last time I checked, if I go to a Target, throw a tantrum and start breaking shit, I'd probably end up in jail. So instead of putting these ridiculous people in their place, you roll over. I get it. It doesn't feel good when your safety is threatened, right? Or you're being talked down to. Or like you're being talked down to like you're less than, and then threatening your safety, right? It's not a good feeling at all, but you know what? You know how I know that that's not a good feeling? Because that's how LGBTQ plus people feel every freaking day. In the early 2000s, when I came out, I had a good friend that was the victim of a gay bashing. Honestly, there were gay bashings all the time. Sometimes someone from our community even died, and it wasn't even reported as a hate crime. Queer people in the United States grow up knowing that people want to kill us. I report all the time on the amazing work that they do over at the Trevor Project, right? They reported suicides going up, especially in LGBTQ plus youth. Let me be clear, being queer doesn't make you automatically depressed or suicidal. What does that is consistency and relentlessly being threatened with violence. That can be very harmful. So I kind of understand you wanting to pull back, but you know, be less vocal or maybe hide till all this stuff blows over, right? Or maybe, you know, be quiet until it's time to put up the 4th of July merch, right? But you have to understand that when our allies decide to take a step back from all the hate and noise, our LGBTQ plus community doesn't get to take a step back. You leave our whole community right there to absorb all the hate that was going towards you, all alone. Folks, community, it's Pride Month, and Target must do better. Target should put the products back on the shelves and ensure their Pride displays are visible on the floors, not pushed into the closet. That's what the bullies want you to do. And I am beyond sad that you're allowing them to win. And you should be too. I might never shop at Target again. You have broken my queer heart. Well, that's it. That's what's on my mind, and that's the FayWhat show. I hope that you had fun. Thank you so much, Alex Ticas, for joining me in bed, and the amazing Sarah Malega as well for a great interview. I love that woman. I am really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our community. It's often hard for us girls, but if we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBTQ plus world. We have to. We open every show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and That Girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity. It really is what makes us so damn strong. Until next Monday, world, where I'll still be recuperating from Stonewall Pride. But I will see you right here at 9 a.m. Monday morning live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I'm hashtag that girl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl, pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton, is that girl, Latina, but she's you.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ plus media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started with me.